Hey, afternoon, everybody. Michelle is in the building on this Friday. I hope everybody's doing fantastic, magnificent, and marvelous because I am. I'm doing very well. I just finished eating my lunch, and so I decided to come on through and just kind of, give you some information to contemplate, cultivate, meditate, but don't ruminate. I put out a video the other day, I think it was yesterday, about the truth is going to be hard to bear for a lot of people. Just imagine realizing that you have been lied to for the majority of your life about, number one, about life and death, about the processes that we go through as human beings, who we are, what we are, and why we are. And just imagine you were not told the truth about your existence and what happens to you, when you are born or when you die. And a lot of people are terrified. I know this for a fact, and we should be admitted that we're terrified of death because we don't understand the process. And so I'm reading on that material now, and I hope to share some insight, once I get through it. It's a pretty large book here. It's about, let me see how many pages it is. It's quite a bit of pages, almost 600 pages, so that's going to take me a minute to read, but I'm enjoying it myself because I love to read. And I notice with certain books that I read, when I read a book, okay, I take in that knowledge. But then when I go back again to read the book again, it's like something else pops up in my brain about what I've read. And so it's kind of cultivating differently in my consciousness, or, in my mind or whatever. So that's what it is about knowledge as well. You have to continually build on it and build on it. And you'll be surprised at the books that you've read long time ago, because a lot of people are not reading, and I know that. Okay, I go out and hang out a lot, and I observe people, and I don't see no one carrying books anymore. I don't. I just saw some kids going home, and I didn't pay attention to whether they had books or not. I do remember back in, I don't know how many years ago, when kids were carrying all like 10 and 15 books in their in their backpacks, and who knows what may have happened to those young spines, because they were taking all these books home, and then all of a sudden that stopped, I think, because I think that was a bit much obsessive to have all those books in a book, in a backpack, and you'd have these young bodies, having that on their backs like that and taking that stuff home, blah blah blah. So hopefully that got resolved. I like I said, I'm not really paying attention to kids at all, but I just saw some coming home, because I'm in a very busy area. I'm in an area with schools here. The airport is nearby. There's a police department. There's a fire department. Constant movement. But I like it because there's a lot of restaurants around here. All types of restaurants. I'm not too far from the Strip. So anyway, but imagine, everything that you've been told about certain processes of life has been wrong, or people have intentionally lied to you about it and didn't want you to know, So that's why it's so important to do your own research in fields of information that interests you, so that it makes sense to you. That way you can say, okay, is this actually logical? Is this rational? Is this reasonable? Is this reproducible? And you're going to be surprised. There's a lot of scientists, well, they call themselves scientists, out there rambling, and they're just talking in circles. And it's obvious, especially on the social media platform, a lot of them are getting paid very well to be rambling like that and talking in circles and carrying on with their language. Because we love to be entertained. Unfortunately, we love to be entertained. And they do a great job. These so-called scientists do a great job of entertaining us. and having us go wow and ooh. And a lot of that stuff coming out of their mouths may not even be true. Okay? NASA doesn't want us to know everything that NASA's doing. That's obvious. Okay? Disney doesn't want us to know everything they're doing. Politicians don't want us to know, military especially. The military does not want anybody to know what the military is doing. As a matter of fact, if the military think you know anything, they're going to target you. Trust me on that. They're going to target you. So, and like I said from the beginning, when I started talking, I don't know a goddamn thing. I don't keep secrets, and I'm sure they know that by now, because I'm not, I'm still somewhat free, because I know, like I said, in all of my other videos that I've put out, check it out if you would like to. I was a target, okay, and I'm not going to say any more about that. So, increase your knowledge base. If you are under the belief that certain things are happening, find out if they are. You'll be surprised. And, you'll be surprised that a lot of these so-called government offices, government buildings are empty. If people are in there, they're not, they're just in there, sitting there. Because I remember when I worked in boring career. I'm not going to say it again, what it was. I don't want to cause any problems on it. I was in a boring career. For me, it was boring for me. Sitting in an office, in a desk, in a cubicle. You remember they had cubicles. I don't know if they still have that now. It was majority women. And I was done with what I was assigned to do in 2 hours. But we had to sit there for 8 hours. Okay? So consider all of that. It was driving me insane. I felt like I was in prison. And I remember I used to look out the window and just say, I gotta be outside. And so I did. After 12 years in that office job, I finally got out of there. And then I went into the first responder position. But we waste a lot of time. I put that post out earlier too. We waste a lot of time on things, and we're so robot, and we're getting upset because AI is going to be taking over all of that. And like I said before, AI is to assist us. Now, there are going to be hidden hands in there that are doing nefarious things, doing negative things that are going to also affect us. Okay, so AI is going, like I said, AI is neutral, so it's going to affect us in one way, and it's going to be an advantage, and it's going to be a disadvantage in another way. And so we have to consider that. Take the time to consider it, and just remember, there's a lot of people talking. There's a lot of information out there, so it's easy to get overwhelmed. So that's why you have to know, what do you want? Okay? Do you want the truth? Because I can guarantee you a lot of you don't, if you really are honest with yourself. You just want to see if you can sail through your life, retire, get a pension, travel all over the world. And some people are doing that. It's so funny, the age range of people that I went to school with, a lot of them are still in committed relationships, committed marriages. A lot of them, who knows what the relationship is like. That's almost like irrelevant unless I specifically want to know that. I don't. But all I'm saying is they're still together as partnership. And their relationships are like 20 years plus. So I just think it's fantastic, and I think it just illustrates that, interpersonal relationships can work under the worst circumstances, under the best circumstances. I sense and receive that, it's worth it. Partnership is worth it to me. But again, like I said, we waste a lot of time because we don't know what we want. And I'm going to be real honest with you. I know exactly what I want when I see it. I don't need anything else to, as they, convince me, persuade me. And I know a lot of people, have these formulas as to how they meet people. And sometimes it's just a simple sign, a simple signpost, a simple inspiration, a spark. It's something so simple, but we don't want simple. We want complications. And, and we're not willing to accept certain things about people. I mean, like I said, a lot of when you look at a lot of these pictures on these social media platforms, all of them have been airbrushed and photoshopped or whatever that is. There's some enhancement done. There's some filters done. I mean, I have scars and marks and pimples and some imperfections and on my face and my body. And so people get surprised when they see real people put, with their real bodies, and they're surprised that they have scars and marks and dimples and cellulite or whatever it is. So there's a lot of delusion. There's a lot of delusion is number one. Where we're just in these weird fantasies about reality and about how people age, how people have, like I said, imperfections, issues. My teeth are not as white as it come across on this cell phone. I'm just gonna be honest with you. I drink a lot of coffee and tea, even though I scaled back on all of that since I came into this region here because it was just too hot to be drinking, some hot tea and hot coffee all the time. It was starting to affect me, so I laid off of it. But all of us have imperfections. I know some people that, you look at their, and that's, you have to really be honest with yourself when you do put out these filtered pictures of yourselves, these photo pictures of yourself. Are you going to be able to handle when someone actually sees you in person and realize you got craters all over your face, but you were hiding them in filters on your phone and stuff like that? Present yourself as raw as possible. I come over here, I got shit in my eyes, shit in my nose, I got a pimple on my lip. I got some scars and scratches on my face, from certain battles growing up as a young girl and blah, blah, blah. So the truth is going to be so hard to bear for a lot of people when they realize they wasted so much time worrying about death and not understanding the process of death and how they've lost opportunities and just lost, and the loss is in the range of millions of years, maybe billions of years of opportunities lost. Okay, think about what I just said there. Millions and billions of years of opportunities lost. Okay, that's gonna mean something in the coming times, as we all are starting to talk. Because it's not just me talking. There's others that are in a sort of alliance of spreading truthful information. Unveiling these hidden secrets about our histories, our lives that have been uncovered, that have been covered, and some things have been destroyed, like that what happened in Georgia. I put a post out there. Somebody went out there and intentionally destroyed, a structure out there. And is anyone concerned about that? Why would you need to if it's not, it's a structure, it's a material, So what are they attempting to hide from us? So do everything in your power to just, bring it back, bring yourself down and sitting somewhere and just contemplating, cultivating, meditating, and and be honest with yourself about what you want, and be honest with yourself about the truth. Okay, because at some point it's all going to be uncovered. Like I said, you can't fool your consciousness. And if you're telling yourself that you're this, but in actuality you're that, your consciousness is going. I mean, don't worry about the terms, but you're going to have experiences that is going to reflect whether that's true or not. You're going to be called to the table, as they say, or called to the floor, or whatever. You're going to have to answer for your behaviors and actions otherwise. I mean, it's my point. So, be gentle, but be brutally honest with yourself. You could be silent about it. Okay, what am I projecting in the world? And is it true? Ask yourself that. What am I projecting? Is it true? Okay, is it true? Do I have this much money in the bank? Do I have this? Do I have that? Okay, do I know this? Do I know that? Am I actually enjoying this? Am I actually enjoying that? Be brutally honest with yourself. You can do it silently. You don't have to share with everybody. And so when people say you don't have to share everything, okay, like I said, I agree with that, but sometimes we're talking about irrelevant stuff. The stuff that you don't want to be embarrassed about or ashamed of, or whatever the case may be. It's always about this projection of yourself, and that's all ego talking anyway. That's all ego based. Do you feel as important as you say you are? Do you feel as motivated as you say you're motivated? Okay, are you actually happy with yourself? Are you actually eating healthy, whatever that means? Are you working out as you say you're working out? Are you being truthful with yourself? Or are you just projecting this image, to do this or that or the other? Get into the mirror. Look yourself in the face. Do you like what you see? Okay. So I just want to send this out, on this Friday, sitting in my chair here looking out the window. It's beautiful out there. It was a nice breeze this morning. I hope I'm ready for the winter in this region. I bought I purchased some things because I hate shopping. I hate it with a passion. But I do want to be prepared because I can wear the same thing year after year after year after year. Usually jeans and a shirt, I'm happy, or sweats and a shirt, sweatshirt and sweats and tennis shoes, flip-flops. I'm happy. But I did purchase some things because I don't want to freeze, coming from a place of a swamp and then coming to a desert that freezes. I don't think I want to deal with that and not be prepared. So everything's going fantastic in my studio here. I am, again, a work in progress with my podcast, Evolution of the Consciousness, Love is Spoken Here. You're going to get a lot more content there as well. But I did test the waters and put some content out there already. So you're welcome to check it out. You're also welcome to check out my YouTube page and get plenty of rich, thought-provoking information. Is there. It really is. And I know it is. And I appreciate anyone that's listening to me, listening to my videos. Even though you don't think I know. And that's fine. It's not about followers anyway, and I told you that. So I do appreciate anyone that supports what I'm doing, privately support what I'm doing, privately support me, privately care about me. I sense it and I receive it and I appreciate it. And it's because that's what it's all about. It's about universal love, and caring for each other. Wishing the best for all of us, and hoping that we all, make it to our dreams. Some of us will not. So, because of this, because of the extremeness of things. Some of it is because of our age, consider that as well. Some of it is because of our health or lack thereof. We have some type of illness that's going on, this or that or the other. So protect yourself, protect each other. I'm here to protect if I can protect everybody, I will. But I'm here to put out information that hopefully does provide protection, defending, and loving people. And to the best of our ability, bringing some of us together. A lot of us are lost. I've said that enough. A lot of people, human beings, are just completely lost, already in an abyss, in a whirlpool, and it's all in their thoughts. They're trapped there, and they're just spinning. Okay, they're functioning properly. They're functioning fine. You think they're fine. You don't know what's really going on because you don't actually know the person, but they're dealing with something there, okay, in their consciousness, in their psyche. So just be gentle with people. You never know what people are going through. A lot of people say that. So, just be kind if you can. Avoid problems with people if you can. Sitting there arguing in the street with people you don't know is dangerous. I would refrain from attempting to break up fights and this and that and the other. I think that's a dangerous situation to get yourself into. Just stand back, call the authorities, and just monitor. I wouldn't intervene, but that's a choice and that's a free will if you choose to do so. It's about protecting yourself, okay? These are defining moments, okay? And it's not business as usual by a long stretch, okay? So peace and love, everybody, all over the stars and the moon and the mountains. And trust me, I'll be back.